Hello, welcome to News Mongolia and MNB World. I am Jugdir Gambold. And for our top stories, the consumer price index rose 7%. Mongolia and Belarus strengthen bilateral cooperation across multiple sectors. The Millennium Challenge Account Mongolia organized the 5th Let's Talk About Water meeting. For the news, stay with us. The National Statistics Office reported a 7% increase in the consumer price index compared to the same period last year. This increase was primarily linked to price increases for key consumer staples, especially meat and flour.
Beef is currently priced at staggering 20,000 Mongolian Turkics per kilogram, while the cost of flour ranges from 2,800 to 3,100 Mongolian Turkics per kilogram. These significant price hikes have contributed significantly to overall CPI growth. During these economic fluctuations, there's been a contrasting trend in public safety, with crimes reported down a remarkable 12% compared to last year.
Since 2020, there's been a significant escalation in basic inflation, with substantial 41.6% increase. This surge is particularly pronounced in the staple consumer categories, with grocery food items experiencing a staggering 63.3% rise increase. The prices of wheat, grain, and baked goods have been seen an even more substantial surge, reaching an alarming 87% increase.
The latest data on imports also reveals a significant surge, with growth of $397 million compared to previous years. However, consumer food items only made up 1.3% of this increase.
In the first few months of 2024, there was a significant decline in exports and imports, with exports falling by 31.2% and imports by 29.4%. Despite this downturn in trade, China remains the dominant trading partner, accounting for $2.6 billion, a substantial 69% of the total trade turnover during this period. The majority of exports consist of mining products, comprising 95% of the total export volume. In contrast, agricultural products constitute a modest 3.6% of exports. The decline in exports can be attributed primarily to a significant decrease in gold exports compared to the same period last year. Gold export figures reveal a substantial decline of $125 million, representing a decrease of 2.1 tons of gold. Zinc ore concentrate exports are also experienced a notable decrease, contributing $56 million to the overall decline in export revenue. These factors, particularly the downturn in gold exports, have had a significant impact on the country's trade balance and export earnings.
Mongolia's latest trade data reveals significant figures in vehicle and fuel imports, with vehicle imports amounting to $92 million and fuel and petroleum imports totaling $44 million. These figures underscore the country's dependence on imported vehicles and fuel to meet domestic transportation and energy needs. Despite robust import figures, Mongolia's export revenues saw a slight decline, decreasing by 0.4% compared to the same period last year. While this decline may seem modest, it highlights the importance of maintaining and diversifying export earnings to support economic growth and stability.
Mongolia and Belarus are set to bolster bilateral ties and cooperation across various sectors, as announced by Mongolia's Ministry of Foreign Affairs on Friday. An agreement to expand the cooperation was reached during discussions between Mongolian Foreign Minister Batmukh Batsitsek and her Belarusian counterpart Sergei Lainik. The talks focused on strengthening the ties and collaboration in several key areas, including trade, the economy, food, agriculture, education, science, and the environment. Lainik's official visit to Mongolia concluded on Sunday.
Minister Batsitsag Batmukh and Minister Leinik exchanged views on cooperation projects, topical issues on the global agenda, interaction between Belarus and Mongolia on international platforms, and cooperation between the countries' foreign ministries. The sides agreed on many aspects of international issues and agreed to prepare to sign a comprehensive roadmap for developing bilateral relations through 2026 with an expanded legal framework. Minister Batsitsag invited the Belarusian delegation to participate in the World Summit of Women, which will be held in Ulaanbaatar this year. The parties also agreed to organize exchange trips for journalists and youth to better inform and develop individual and business connections between the two countries. The Belarusian delegation included the leadership of the Minister of Industry, the Minister of Agriculture and Food, major industrial enterprises, and representative of the Minister of Emergency Situations and other Belarusian organizations interested in cooperation with Mongolia.
On March 15, 2024, the Millennium Challenge Account Mongolia organized its 5th meeting with media organizations to discuss the theme Let's Talk About Water ahead of World Water Day. Over 20 media organizations, along with members from the Economic Journalists and Experts Club and the Environmental Journalists Club, participated. Inge Gürl, the Executive Director of Millennium Challenge Account of Mongolia, and other project directors provided detailed information on the implementation and development of projects and programs under the Water Compact Agreement.
The Millennium Challenge Account of Mongolia is implementing a program aimed at boosting the overall water supply of Ulaanbaatar, as outlined in the Second Compact Agreement or Water Compact Agreement signed between the government of Mongolia and the United States Millennium Challenge Corporation. This initiative will guarantee the stability of water supply in Ulaanbaatar, Mongolia's capital city, where over half of the country's population resides and which contributes 2/3 of the nation's economy.
Since the start of compact implementation, MCA Mongolia has been holding these events, Let's Talk Water, these regular meetings to provide updates and necessary information about the compact itself and compact implementation to the media, to representatives of the media, and through them, of course, to the wider public of Ulaanbaatar and Mongolia. So this is the 5th event we're having on this topic. Today we provided updates to the achievements under the compact so far, what kind of work has been done, what kind of challenges we've been facing in terms of compact and program implementation, and what we are looking ahead, what is our plan in the coming year. This year is a critical year for us, 2024, because we are now entering mid-implementation. Now we have almost less than 2 years until the compact end date, within which we have to finish all the construction works and all the necessary works that we've planned under the compact. Under the compact, we are implementing 3 separate projects. For each of these, the implementation is underway as planned, and MCA Mongolia is working to complete all the projects and its sub-activities within the compact end date, which is March 2026.
As part of the program to enhance Ulaanbaatar city's overall water supply, there are 2 major infrastructure projects, one regarding policy and regarding regulation, and a total of 3 major projects are being implemented. These projects consist of the downstream wells activity, wastewater recycling activity, and water sector sustainability activity. All these initiatives will be completed within 5 years or by March 31st, 2026, adhering to the stipulations outlined in the Compact Agreement.
Under the compact, we are implementing 3 separate projects, 2 of which are hard infrastructure projects, and the remaining one is a soft, more policy and capacity building project. For this year, the construction season is critical in completing the construction works under the compact. So for this year, we are planning to complete all the civil works, construction works, and commence the process installation of process plants within the infrastructure that is being built under the compact, and commence testing and commissioning phase of these new infrastructure in the early half of 2025.
Construction commenced for a total of 30 deep wells and pipelines for new sources in the Biocombinat wellfield area and Shaung wellfield area of Ulaanbaatar in the fall of 2022. By the end of 2023, over 20% of the work had been completed. The construction progress of the deep water treatment plant, initiated in the fall of 2021, has reached 54%. Additionally, the design and construction of the wastewater recycling plant located adjacent to the new central treatment plant is approximately 28% complete.
In commemoration of the Mongolian Military Day and the 103rd anniversary of the establishment of the modern armed forces, President of Mongolia Khurelsukh, also serving as the Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces, conveyed a heartfelt message to all those who contribute to the nation's defense and security.
Addressing a diverse audience comprising generals, officers, captains, listeners, contract and temporary service sergeants, fighters, employees, servicemen, veterans, reservists, and peacekeepers serving overseas, President Khurelsukh emphasized their pivotal role in safeguarding Mongolia's independence, sovereignty, and the peaceful life of its citizens. On this historic occasion, the President remarked, "I extend my warm greetings to all who enrich the legacy of Mongolia's military prowess, a heritage passed down through generations." He lauded the efforts of the Mongolian armed forces in upholding peace and security, both domestically and internationally, particularly highlighting the commendable contributions of Mongolian peacekeepers, affectionately referred to as world soldiers. President Khurelsukh took pride in the achievements and accolades earned by Mongolian peacekeepers, underscoring their dedication in promoting peace through political and diplomatic means. Their endeavors, he noted, have not only elevated the stature of Mongolia and its armed forces, but also exemplified the nation's commitment to global peacekeeping initiatives. As Mongolia commemorates its military heritage and celebrates the accomplishment of its defenders, President Khurelsukh reaffirmed the government's unwavering support for the armed forces and expressed his gratitude to all those who serve with valor and dedication in the noble pursuit of safeguarding the nation's interests and contributing to global peace efforts.
Now please take a look at currency exchange rates provided by the Mongol Bank. Now please have weather forecasts for the world's major cities. All right, that's all for today. Thank you for staying tuned. We'll see you next time with more news and updates. Have a good day.